Hello, it's Ira here, and today's video is going to be a 5.5 DK Unholy talent guide, looking at the talents and glyphs that are available and weighing the pros and cons of them, while going over which ones you should pick for which comps you are playing and what you are meeting in 3v3. As you know, talents and glyph choices are extremely important, and due to the way the season is going, there is not one specific talent, way you should go, especially with glyphs as well. So let's get straight into it and let's actually have a look at the talents and what you should be picking. Okay, so like I said, let's get into it. Now in the first tree you have Roiling Blood, Plague Leech and Unholy Blight. Just like the next tree, you're only be playing Roiling Blood. And this is mainly because as an Unholy DK, your ability to spread AoE pressure is so strong with this talent. And Unholy DK's job is to spread a lot of damage and then burst a single target on a switch or something. So Plague Leech and Unholy Blight really won't stand up to the job in comparison to this talent. In the next tree you've got Lichborn, Anti-Magic Zone and Purgatory. Now in almost all cases Lichborn's going to be the best. Not only can it be used to break a fear, but when you use the macro, the Lichborn macro, to self-heal, it's incredibly strong as well. So Anti-Magic Zone after the nerf that it did take, and Purgatory just aren't as strong as it. Now in the next tree, this is where things can change up a bit. You will never ever play Death's Advance, generally, but you may play Chillblains or Asphyxiate. Now with Chillblains, obviously, you can play, with this and then use Strangulate, and when you couple the glyph of Strangulate with it, it becomes very, very strong. I choose to play with Chillblains when I'm playing comps like TSG or DK Monk Healer. And this is because the monk or the warrior can provide the stuns and then I bring the silence with another dynamic. For everything else, I'll play Asphyxiate. Asphyxiate is a 30-second cooldown, very, very strong, 5-second stun, extremely good to use. This is good for almost every single DK comp apart from TSG and DK Monk Healer. And as you can see in the following clips, just a few examples of how strong Asphyxiate can be. I'd also like to note that Asphyxiate, in general, is pretty much the best talent all the time for 2v2 play.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm gonna put my portal here.
Okay. When's your next Dark Soul, by the way? I'm gonna stun Hunter.
One second.
Okay, we're
gonna go.
Yeah, we're gonna go healer now.
Rogue's getting a re.
Okay, it's fine. Should be fine.
Are we fair on top of that?
Okay, can you call on top of that?
Yeah, now.
Okay, nice. Necro, is shit.
Yeah, he's got a trap here, I guess.
Okay, can't get to him though.
Ira, careful. Here.
Yeah, MS in here.
Yeah.
He linked. Big damage on top of it. Stand on healer. Execute on him.
Yeah.
He should die here.
I'm mixing Hunter.
Slept.
He's dead. And everyone's dying. Stay in your blood presence for a second.
I think so.
Okay.
Healer. Full healer.
Okay, nice.
Lock trinkets.
Lock we can go in. Stun him.
Yeah, def go. Oh shit.
It's fine.
I'm gonna blind off, okay? Flank him right here. No, my pet's fair. Oh, yes, right.
It's fine. Yeah, we just have to switch healer more.
I didn't expect you to have the fucking stance, so yes, the def gold did.
That's fine.
Yeah, I should not have been a pet. I don't know why.
Okay, so now we've looked at the stuns or the silences that we're going to pick. Let's go into the next tree. Now, Death Siphon in PvP isn't very strong, but Death Pact and Conversion are both decent. Now, Death Pact, I wouldn't play with it in Arena, but I would use it in RBGs. In rated battlegrounds, the damage that you're taking and the fact that you're trying to maximise your damage, I feel like Death Pact is definitely the best choice. So when you're playing in rated BGs, definitely go with Death Pact, but for 3v3 and 2v2 Arena, I feel like Conversion is definitely the best choice to be playing. The only time in which I believe Death Pact might be better, than Conversion in Arena would be when you're playing something like a super zergy comp, like maybe a triple DPS or something, but even then, I'm not too sure if it would beat Conversion. So in this tree, Death Pact for rated battlegrounds, Conversion for Arena. In the next tree, it's another no-brainer. You've got Blood Tap, Runic Empowerment and Runic Corruption. I would cover these two, but they're that much weaker than Blood Tap. With Blood Tap, you basically give yourself extra narcotic strikes, you give yourself more damage. It's just overall a much better talent. So I would definitely recommend to play, playing with Blood Tap and not even thinking about playing with the others. In the final tree, you've got Remorseless Winter, Gorfine's Grasp and Desecrated Ground. Now for rated battlegrounds, the AoE Death Grip is very strong and I'd definitely recommend it. But in Arena, Remorseless Winter is good and does have its place. Let's say, you know, if you feel like you don't need that trinket, maybe you could play with it. But for the most part, Desecrated Ground is by far the best talent. Having a second trinket, and one that just, you know, is AoE for a small amount of time, is incredibly strong. Now we've looked at the actual talents, let's have a look at the glyphs that are available. Now, glyphs of the DK are very, very flexible, but as you'll see, as a general rule, I'm playing with shifting presences. What this does, especially when you're playing conversion, it can allow you to save runic power. Very, very useful for 3v3 arena. I'm playing with anti-magic shell, which will increase the amount that anti-magic shell absorbs, because, you know, a lot of spell cleaves at the moment are just killing, you know, straight through that. And in the other one I'm playing with Dark Simulacrum, which basically improves it. Now, there's a multitude of things that you can play with. Versus some comps I will play with Icy Touch. Versus melee cleaves I will swap out the anti-magic shell for Death and Decay, obviously because anti-magic shell is useless. So if I'm against a TSG or a KFC, I'll usually go with Death and Decay, so I have the AoE slow. I'll also swap out the Dark Simulacrum for Pestilence against melee cleaves, and this is because I honestly feel like having the extra AoE on like things like Hunter Pets and the, you know, the ease of it is very, very strong. Against mages, sometimes I will swap out, you know, my Dark Sim glyph, and I'll be using Icy Touch if I'm not playing with a Shaman, so I can dispel. And obviously, like I said earlier, when I'm playing a comp like TSG or DK Monk Healer, I play with Strangulate, with the Strangulate glyph. So it's very, you know, it's moderately confusing as there's a lot of different choices you can play with. So I'm going to go over it one more time for you. When I'm playing a melee heavy comp like DK Warrior Healer or DK Monk Healer, when I'm playing as that, I will play with Strangulate glyph. When I'm meeting a heavy spell cleave, I will play with Anti-Magic Shell and Dark Sim glyph. And when I'm against certain mage comps, I will play with Icy Touch glyph. And when I'm playing against a melee cleave, I will play with Death and Decay and Pestilence. One thing that you'll note, which is always a given, is that I'm always playing with shifting presences, because I feel like the ability to switch in and out of the presence, you know, is very strong. For minor glyphs, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Resilient Grip and Death's Embrace. Very, very good talent, and this talent obviously goes hand in hand with your Lichborn.